Hey, it's BioSync49 back with another Sabers video. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the episode 4, A New Hope, Vader Saber. I kind of have a lot to talk about this one. So this one might be a little bit of a longer video. But to start off, I'm gonna kind of just start the video as like a normal video. So yeah, so this is the Saber. If you were to buy it, it would come with a stand. Unfortunately, I don't have the stand. This is my Empire stand. I did buy a different stand that I am going to use for this episode 4. But this is basically what the stand looks like that would come with it, but it would say episode 4, A New Hope. So yeah, stand's pretty cool. And I'll show you like what else you would get typically in the box. I do have the box for this one, the official 89Sabers box. It's upstairs, buried with my other ones, but I'm not going to dig it out. But basically you would get your instruction manual, that kind of stuff. You would get your battery charger. You would get some tools if you have to tighten any like blade tighteners here. And the Allen keys for the stand, if you need it. And it does come with the screws that you need also for the stand, just so you know. Depending on the model, you could possibly get an extra pommel piece here, just for extra sound venting. But the Vaders don't include that. Most of the Sabers, I would say, don't include that, but because it's not really necessary. So let's move on. So that's basically everything you would get theoretically in the box. Yeah, I mean, really cool sabers, like absolutely cool sabers. So let's get this one open. Actually, I think I left my battery in my Empire version here, so let me get the battery out here so that I can switch it. Should have done that before I started, but that's okay. This one's going to be a little longer. There we go. Let's just get this battery out. See if I can get this. Hold on. Why can't I get that? There it is. Got it. Let's get this back on here. We'll get this Empire one out of the way so we can focus on the New Hope one. But here's the battery that we need. There we go. So there's the Empire one. You can tell it has these wires on here, and the piece of metal here is black, not chrome, and there's no handle on the side, and the T-grips are longer, and there's only 6 of them. Those are the main differences between that one and this one. This one, you can see the T-grips are shorter. There's 7 of them. It has the handle on the side, and these pieces here are metal, not black, and it doesn't have the wires. All right, so let's open this one up. This one, you're going to notice, looks completely kind of different compared to the other ones that I have, and I'm going to explain that very shortly. But this one has basically a completely different chassis type, and the chassis, or the board, is still a Profi board, but it's not the 3.9 like all of my other Sabers. This one's actually a 2.2. So let's get the battery in it. This one is the only one that kind of goes in weird. Kind of goes in what I would call upside down. So we got that in. Let's hit the kill switch.
Be careful not to choke on your aspirations.
All right. So now that we got this, there we go. That should be pretty good. All right, let's get it going. Man, the smooth swing is amazing on these. So with the New Hope version, you can see the lights reflecting through here and this side and on this side. You could see it on this side. I didn't point it out on the Empire, but they gave me the piece to put in here, which I might, but I kind of left it open for now. So again, all of the sabers I've shown up to this point were purchased new. So this saber, let's get into it here. And here's your blaster deflect. There's a couple fawns.
Lord Vader. Darth Vader. Do what must be done, Lord Vader. Do not hesitate. Show no mercy. Follow the Jedi.
So there's a couple of the sound fonts that this thing offers.
Darth. Lord Vader. Lord Vader.
So yeah, really, really cool saber. So I want to get into discussing why this one's different, why it's all scratched up, and why it has a completely different chassis. So basically, I'm trying to build my 89Sabers collection. And it's, you know, quite on the expensive side, some would say. Typically, the 89Sabers range between $450 and $550 a piece, which is a good chunk of money, each one. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, there's no way that I'm going to ever get in episode 4, Darth Vader. Because the episode 5 Vader is so similar. It's like almost identical. And this one I did purchase new, and this one has the Profi version 3.9. I'm like, why would I buy basically the same thing? Now, I mean, some could argue that Luke's from episode 4, New Hope, to episode 5, Empire Strikes Back, is very similar. Why did I buy both of those and not both of Vader's? And that, I can understand that argument. It's an argument. But I just was like thinking that there's probably no way, because, you know, another reason is I already have the two Anakin sabers. So when you add the Anakin sabers to the Vader sabers, you know, that would give me 3, including the Vader Empire Strikes Back. And of course I have 3 Lukes. I have A New Hope, Empire, and Jedi V2. And I'm like, I can't quantify spending another $400 to $550 on just another Vader saber that was basically very, very similar to how it was in episode 5. So I didn't really know. But every once in a while, and this is the only saber that I actually purchased off of eBay. All of the other sabers were either from Saber Bay or the CC Sabers, and they were new. So this is the only used one that I bought, and I thought that I couldn't quantify spending another full price on a Vader, considering I already had the two Anakins and the Vader from basically from Empire Strikes Back, and it's the same one basically for Jedi. Now I know some people might say that in Jedi there's also the Darth Vader 6 saber. But what the Darth Vader 6 saber is a stunt saber. Now, the reason why I think the Darth Vader 6 saber was made, I don't know, but this is a theory I have, is that because they made the Luke V2, people were like, oh, well, you should do the stunt saber for Vader. Now, I feel like that's a little bit different because I feel like the DV6 is close enough to the hero saber that I didn't think it really warranted an extra release. I kind of felt like what we had here is good enough. However, it's totally different with the Luke situation. Because with the Luke situation, Luke almost never even touches the V1. I think he literally uses the V2 through the whole movie, and then I think they gave him a different stunt one for the final fight, which some people I think refer to as the V3. I'm a little confused on the whole situation, but I think if that's true, then basically 99% of the movie, the V2 was used, or the V3, and maybe 1% of the movie, the hero was used, and because they were so different, it caused a bit of a problem. So basically, people were able to easily recognize that the saber that Luke was holding was clearly not the hero saber. But when they did decide to release the version 2 for Luke, which was basically the saber that he actually used for the whole movie, people were like, "Oh, well, you should release the Darth Vader 6, which is basically like a version of the prop saber that Vader used." So I don't necessarily like the idea of buying prop sabers. The only reason, like I just got done explaining with the V2 for Luke, is that's the one he basically used for the whole movie anyway. So I have no plans on ever buying the DV6. I just don't. I think it's so similar in basic look to what we have here that I don't think it differentiates enough. And I don't, I think for the majority of the movie, this hero saber, this hero version here of Darth Vader from Empire and Jedi, I think he used this on his belt for both of those movies as the hero saber. I just don't really think it's necessary to get the DV6. That's just me. And I definitely wasn't planning on buying this saber. However, when I popped on eBay, every once in a blue moon, I pop on eBay and I type in 89Sabers, and this popped up. And I was like, okay, well, the price that they gave was a pretty good deal, what I would consider a pretty good deal. Because even if you were to buy one of these 89Sabers hilts empty, not installed, you're still going to pay $230, almost $250 with tax. You're going to pay maybe $240 with tax. And this came up not much more than that. This came up at about $300. And I thought, if I were to buy this hilt empty and have to get it installed, I would have to pay almost $240 for this to come up as $299. I thought, already installed, I thought, well, this is a great deal, especially considering I already had the Empire Strikes Back. So yeah. Now, there was a couple of reasons why I bought this one. The first is because it was going, for only a bit $60 or $70 more than an empty hilt cost for fully installed. And again, like I said, I think I mentioned it, this uses the Profi 2.2, which is fine. I don't need all of my sabers to be version 3.9. I have the Empire one here that is 3.9. That's good enough. I don't need all of my Vader sabers to be identical. And this is a pretty cool chassis. This kind of looks like it was 3D printed. I have no clue. But it looks pretty cool. So there was a couple reasons why I bought this. The price was definitely interesting to me. However, I noticed that in the box that it came with, because it did come with an 89Sabers box just like this. This happens to be still the one that I'm using as an example. One is the V2. But the box for this is upstairs. It looks exactly like this. But what I noticed is they were selling the hilt in the box, but not just that. It also had an extra set of T-grips. And it had, and it also had these metal side pieces in it. And they were in the photos. And it had this side clamp thing. And I saw that in the photos, and even though the saber was originally set up identical to the Empire one, it basically looked exactly like this. It looked exactly like this. The only difference was it had this side piece on the side, which is inaccurate. It shouldn't have been there for the Empire version. But other than that, it basically looked exactly like this. But because these metal side pieces and this clamp thing here, and it had the extra grips, I was like, man, I figured, and it did have the wires in here. I pulled them out. But yeah, it had the wires in on this side as well. And I pulled them out pretty quick. So yeah, in like 10 minutes, I was able to convert this from the Empire Strikes Back version to the A New Hope version. And with the price that it is, or was, and the fact that it is fully installed, and it had all the pieces to convert it, I'm like, man, that's a really good deal. Like, I can just convert it to the New Hope, and there we go. I got my A New Hope version. You know what I mean? Because it is, 89Sabers hilt and everything. So it's like, it's like perfect. So now on here, well, first of all, because this saber was used, there's going to be scratches. There's going to be stuff. That's perfectly fine. That's normal. That's normal use. You're going to, just by using them and playing with them, sometimes you're going to have a little scratch here, a little bump there. That's 100% normal. And especially considering I kind of view this one as like a little bit of a lower tier than all of my other brand new ones. That's perfectly fine with me. 100% perfectly fine. Unfortunately, because this had the other T-grip set up on it, I had the 6 of them instead of the 7. This has the 7. But because I had the 6 of them, I had to remove those 6 T-grips. And unfortunately, it left a huge amount of debris under each one. And I was like, oh, man. So when I realized that, I was like, well, it's good because these really grip on really good. And that's what you want. I mean, you don't want these things falling off. But when it came time for me to pull off the Empire Strikes Back 6 of them and throw on these 7, which again, these were included in the box, I just had to buy, there's a thing that you can buy where it shows you how to like you attach it on the bottom. You would remove this pommel piece. You would attach it here at the bottom, and there's like plastic. Sorry about this. There's plastic strips that lay in here, and it basically gives you this avenue where it's like, okay, well, it goes in there, and then so you can lay them exactly separated correctly and laid out correctly, and then you can just pull that guide off. I bought that guide from Saber Bay, and yeah, so really cool stuff. Was really thrilled to get this one at what I would consider kind of like a bargain. It is a little bit older. It is used. That's fine. It still functions 100% perfect. Like I said, this was going to be a long video because I just kind of wanted to explain my rationale in buying this and showing the conversion. It is a bit of a shame that it did leave as much debris. Well, what I had to use, nothing was working to get it off. So, I mean, I literally had to take a knife and like cut it off. And when you do that, you're going to leave these scratches in it, but that's fine. I mean, it's a used saber, and I was able to get it converted.
Be careful not to choke on your aspirations.
So there we go. And that's basically the episode 4 saber, and everything about it. I'm absolutely thrilled to have it, to have both the episode 4 and the episode 5. Yeah, I'm thrilled to have both of them, and to get this one at a deal, and the fact that it came with all of the pieces that I needed to convert this over. Man, that's awesome. So, yeah, that's basically going to be the end of this video. I know it was a bit long, but I just kind of wanted to explain my rationale in purchasing this one, and just show you like how cool it is and that I was able to successfully convert it. So, I will catch you guys in the next video. See ya.